Today's top stories and your Storm Tracker 8 forecast in the first 8 minutes. 8 News starts now.
Tonight, reaction is pouring in after President Joe Biden announced that Israel and Hamas finally reached a ceasefire agreement. You're watching 8 News at 11. I'm Eric Phillips.
I'm Heather Hope. This after 15 months of devastation in the region. Tonight, we're hearing from local leaders in both the Jewish and Palestinian communities, voicing how today's announcement brings a sense of relief, but also heartbreak.
It's bittersweet because there are a lot of people who aren't coming home.
Rabbi David Asher of Knesset Beth Israel says the president's announcement of a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas brought a flood of emotions for him.
Can't wait to see those pictures on Sunday when the first hostages get reconnected to their loved ones.
He says it also hits very close to home in Richmond, especially after the death of Hirsch Goldberg Poland, who partially grew up here. He was taken hostage on October 7th and later killed, his story rising to international prominence. Rabbi Asher is heartbroken for his parents.
The one child that's not going to be able to go back is the child of the synagogue, Hirsch Goldberg Poland. They'll never have a family reunion.
This is not the end. This is just the beginning of the end.
Heartbreak is also how VCU third-year Palestinian student Serene Haddad describes her reaction to the ceasefire.
We just feel heartbroken right now because we can't help but think about the family members that we have lost and those that were taken from us.
Haddad leads her campus, Students for Justice in Palestine, and says she has lost nearly 200 relatives in Gaza to the violence. She feels it took too long for a ceasefire to happen.
I think people expect the people of Palestine, anyone really that's part of the movement, to be over the moon and ecstatic over the ceasefire announcement. And we are, but there's also just so much left to do.
She's hopeful that Gaza can soon be able to rebuild, but says she is skeptical.
We should not have had to have so many lives taken from us, so many children murdered to get to this point. So I don't praise Biden at all. I expect nothing from the Trump presidency to get any sort of better at all.
Rabbi Asher says he and a delegation from Richmond will travel to Israel next month as a support in the aftermath of so much tragedy.
Kind of holding our breath, I think that all of these loved ones will be able to go back as planned or as expected. It's a war zone, and it's been a war zone for quite some while. For the sake of all innocent civilians, we're praying that there can be a new dawn for the whole region.
Definitely hoping for some relief there. And tonight we're also hearing reaction from Virginia leaders about this ceasefire. In a statement sent to 8 News, U.S. Senator Mark Warner said in part, quote, "Like so many people around the world, I am both heartened and to see an end in sight for a painful war that has torn apart families and leveled entire communities. And solemn in the remembrance of the lives taken on October 7th and all those who have been killed since."
And U.S. Representative Rob Whitman taking to Facebook saying in part, quote, "The United States must return to a peace through strength policy. With this incoming change in administration, the United States will unequivocally stand by our ally Israel and once again project American strength on the world stage."